everybody, welcome back to the Siren podcast. My guest today is Hearsay Replay. They are a rock band based out of Laurel, Mississippi. I had a great time talking to them about all kinds of different things. They also dropped a new music video for their new song Pretending, which is a really great song. Great group of guys, great to talk with them. They are officially the longest podcast I've had so far. So I don't know, grab a snack or something for this one. If you're wondering why I'm not in my studio, it's because I forgot to record an intro and I need to go ahead and get this all mixed down and ready to go out. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by the live stream on Saturday. Without any further ado, Hearsay Replay.
$1,998, $1,999.
Hey guys, we are live. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you doing your workout, Drew.
Oh, my bad. I'm just trying to keep my base hand strong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my bad, guys. My bad.
All right. Hey, thanks for being on the podcast. How y'all been?
Been great.
Pretty good.
Y'all just hanging out, having some beverages?
Yeah, on this red couch here.
Having some red Solo cups on the red Solo couch.
That's probably one of my favorite songs, the Red Solo Cup song. In the most sarcastic way possible. So, real quick before we get in, why don't y'all kind of just introduce yourself, not like when you're in high school and they make you tell you about what you did over summer break, just kind of what you play in the band and your name, essentially.
Okay, Chris, what I do? Vocals.
James Hinton, I play drums.
I'm Drew Parker. I hold up the low end.
What instrument do you play?
Big Westmore, of course.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. So, I listened to your new songs. I haven't actually heard any actual music from y'all till recently, but I really dig the sound y'all have going on, especially Pretender, which we're going to play later on in the podcast. It's a really, really great song. 2 thumbs up. I dig it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here's something I remember about you, Drew. At one point, I was at James Hinton's house, and someone told me, they said, look, tell Drew to do an impression of any person in the world, and he can do it.
God. It's called the 1 minute game.
1 minute game.
Yeah, we give him 1 minute. Any random topic, any random voice, and he has to do it within 1 minute.
Okay. So anybody I can pick right now, and you can do it in any topic. Okay.
Any pop culture.
Yes.
I've got a great one. It's going to be could you do 2 people talking back and forth about a topic?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have Barack Obama and Donald Trump talking about I was going to say something. Somebody give me a topic here. Just
plumbing. Their plumbing's messed up in their
their
house.
plumbing's messed up in the house. Barack Obama and Trump are working on the plumbing messed up in their house.
We make it Barack Obama's house is stopped up, and Trump is the plumber.
And Trump. Okay, there you go. And Trump is the plumber.
God, I love you and your sister. You guys are the best at making suggestions in this game. All right. Michelle. I think we got a problem. There's a log jam, if you will, and I think we need to call a plumber. Don't worry about it. I've got it covered. It's a huge log. But hey, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get a stimulus rotor in there, and and we're gonna rotor it right on out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Hey, we're gonna make your toilet great again.
You son of a bitch. Let's
Don't
give
talk
it
about
up.
my mama like that.
That's awesome. So what are y'all doing right now? Is everybody, working, and some people on quarantine? How's everything going down
You guys.
with y'all?
I usually work at a surgery center. We're shut down as of now. Still getting paid, luckily, but haven't worked in 3-4 weeks now. Hopefully, opening back up soon when they resume elective surgeries. So,
Well, that's cool.
Lee and myself both do landscaping, and we're busy as shit. We haven't slowed down at all.
Yeah,
grass is still growing.
everybody's probably like, well, now that I'm home, I should probably fix this and add this, and I need to get out back and do that.
Exactly.
What about you?
Well, I'm essentially, my job is still considered essential because we make medical products. So we're focusing on telemedicine products at the moment. So I've been working since it started. Luckily, because, a lot of people are going home and not getting paid. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
at first I was like, man, send me home. And now I'm like, nah, look, I'll do whatever. Keep me working.
Don't send me home.
Do
Please
not
don't.
send me. I'll get the virus. I'll get it. I don't care. Yeah, I know what you're
Can you
saying,
imagine
man.
a quarantine, when the internet wasn't around?
Oh, God.
Or social media, people would be just like making stuff out of trees in their front yard. Like,
Man,
who knows what they'd be doing?
Oh, dude, did you see the guy who
Yeah,
made a complete workout station in his backyard out of, lumber and wood and stuff?
No.
Dude, this is a real thing. Like, a guy literally went out in his backyard, was like, well, I can't go to the gym. I'm going to bring the gym to me. Literally cut down trees and stuff and made a gym in his backyard.
I'll be damned.
Like,
The ingenuity of some people is just amazing.
well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? If you need to work out, go and make yourself. If there wasn't internet, I can guarantee you that Days of Our Lives, Passions, all that would get a huge rating boost because that's all anybody would be able to watch during the day.
Price is Right, all that.
Price
Yep.
is Right.
The Price is Right.
Yeah.
I have a question. I talked about this with Chad Knight.
I knew this is coming.
When is the Nothing Faded reunion?
Well, it's funny you asked that. When I watched the episode with Chad Knight, and it kind of sparked a little something there.
Yeah.
When you talked to him about it. So I hit up a couple of the old members. There's just the majority are probably just not willing to participate. We just had a little, there's a little bad blood there. I'm not going to go into all that, but
That's never good.
no, never good. No, it makes a reunion kind of difficult, but I'd like to do it still. So it's a possibility. I'll ask them and see if they're willing. If they're not, I mean, we can still truck it through. We can be a Nothing Faded covers band. I can bring it back. We can do Nothing Faded covers with other musicians. So I mean, it still would kind of be, not the exact same, not the the classic, but the new and improved, just a cover style Nothing Faded.
Cover style Nothing Faded. That'd be fine as well. But there is
Yeah, I think so.
There is one thing. At least put the songs up on the internet so people can listen to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it was before the digital age, of course, was kicking, so it's all on CD. So I need to go and change the CD files to MP3 and upload them to at least YouTube or something, so people can listen to them. World is on Fire is available. You search it. Norma, remember Norma, who used to film everybody?
Yeah.
She was such a huge fan. And
Norma.
her son made a music video to World's on Fire by Nothing Faded with some old anime footage. So you
Wow.
can find it. But that's the only song you can find.
I'll have to go look for it. World's on Fire.
Yeah, check it out.
I was
World's on
thinking.
Fire.
I was.
I completely forgot.
I was thinking about asking, trying to find Norma and see if she'd come on the podcast and be
You
like,
should.
just tell me,
yes. He would do it so
And-
She would
quick.
do it.
and just be like, tell me all the stories. Because for some reason, Nora, any time there was a show, there could be 3 shows going on at the exact same time in different parts of Laurel,
Yeah.
and somehow she was at every single one of them the whole time. I don't know how she did it, but she was at every single show with taking pictures
not
and
any
doing
present.
something.
Look, let me say this. 07 is when Nothing Faded broke up. And I did not sing for a band until Hearsay Replay.
Yeah,
So when was that show? 2019?
it's 18.
18. 18. November 9th of 2018.
So at the end of 2018, so 11 years later, I did not sing for a band at all. The first show that I sing for a band, I don't even know how she knows about it. She's there. She is there.
I'm telling you, man.
Like,
Incredible.
she was like, I told them at Piggly Wiggly, I had to go to the show. I didn't care. They could fire me, and just came to the show. It was amazing.
That
you
is
gotta love Aunt Norma.
shit.
Incredible.
I had one time she showed up to Lowe's and she was like, "Hey, I got a DVD of you playing drums. I'll bring it up here to you." And I was like, and this was like, I don't know, 10 years after I stopped playing in that band, and then just like she came up and handed me a DVD of like a full practice of Waiting for Brantley. I was like, "What? Okay, thanks." So I guarantee you, she's got like every band ever on video catalog
Freaking library.
at her
Absolutely.
house. I might have to.
Absolutely. I just realized. You play for Wait for Brownlee too?
I did. I played for them for like, I don't know, a year or 2.
I did not realize that, but you know, this guy and myself, we all play drums for Wait for Brownlee. All 3 of us.
Hey, it's like a club.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I'm the only musician in Laurel that didn't play for that band.
You're probably right. There was a lot of people that played in that band.
Yeah.
It was crazy how many they had just coming in and coming out. It was like a hockey game. You know,
Yes.
just like send them in, get them out of there.
You're out of here. Send that guy in.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy the newest Waiting for Brantley album. I don't know if any of y'all played on that. I think they had like a studio drummer or something
Yeah,
for that.
James and I both did.
We both did.
It was just recorded when I joined. Like they just finished it, and then we started. So for the next year, we toured on that music
Oh,
pretty much. So
yeah, I really liked that album. That one was good. I had
it was quality. Man.
Sam sent me some tracks from his new band Class Kings that isn't out, and it's really good. Like I guess they recorded at their house or something. It's really good. It's got a Waiting for Brantley-esque vibe to it. It's not
Awesome.
it's not like a 90s rock type song like you would kind of think, but it's really good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Sam.
Sam's always been a really good guitar player.
Yeah, Sam. I miss Sam a lot. He's got a good ear for music, and
Yes.
man, he's in it. He's in it to win it. He is determined to play music and live as a musician. He is
Yeah.
not going to take no
Yeah.
shitty job. He is going to make it in music. At least survive in music. At least.
I could not do that. I had to get a real job. But maybe.
Me either. I couldn't.
But so yeah, that's sick. Okay, I have this as a topic, James. There's
Okay.
something on you right now. There's something not on you, and I'm wondering why.
What?
You used to have a
Oh.
gigantic beard, and now
Yo.
you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Yo.
What happened with the gigantic beard? Is that fat
It
over?
just got old. No, it just got old.
What do you got to do with
That
the
actually
beard?
started. It started with me and Zach. We had a competition. Like
Zach,
we were gonna see who could grow the longest beard, and he pussed out like a week into it. So I just kept growing it for like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5. I can't remember.
wow.
And then I let him shave it off. Like he's a barber now, so I let him shave it off.
Did you keep it?
No, I did not.
He's still got it.
I Yeah, it's in the bedroom with the ponytail holder around.
Can you donate beard hair to like those locks of love things, or is that just strictly
I
head
don't
hair?
know.
I don't know if that works.
They'd probably be like, "Why'd you bring your pubes in?
You're gonna look like a troll doll.
We don't need pubes here."
Man.
No one has a problem with growing their pubes out. Okay?
Well,
No one has male pattern pube baldness.
I mean, that might just be something we don't talk about. Because, I mean, do we know for a fact that somebody's like, nah, that's never happened?
We don't know, but I'd assume that if that was a condition, someone wouldn't be like, "I need to grow my pubes out." I'm embarrassed. Like, if anything, it's like the right side of the aisle. You're like, all right,
It's
I don't
more
have
of,
to deal with that.
yeah, it's like, well, it's more of a benefit of,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Hey, would that be alopecia if you couldn't grow pube hair?
Did it?
I used to have a little drum set on my keyboard here, and I could have done that right then, but
Oh, man.
What happened? Way
Well-
to drop the ball.
well, the other
Way
day
to drop the ball.
I was setting something up, and my computer was like, "Hey, something happened," and it completely erased my entire session. Where I had everything saved, the right volumes, the right like gain effects, everything set up with a keyboard. I can pick up the guitar and play it, and then it was like, nah, not today. So it's all gone. But
Done.
but we're fine. I'll just add that effect in.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I listened to your cover of the rap song.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Great job. It
Oh,
sounded
awesome.
great.
That was excellent.
Thanks. I made that. It's one of my my secret. Let me not say secret. My what do you call something that like I like to eat chocolate, but I don't tell people that I eat chocolate. It's called a
Guilty pleasure.
my
pleasure.
guilty pleasure is I like taking rap songs and turning them into rock songs. So I've done Low by T-Pain. I've done some Weekend stuff, all that stuff. To me, like rap songs have a really good they're pretty much the rock, like they're like rock-ish, like the beats, the way the beats and the drops are. So I've done a lot of those. It's fun to me. But the video I made for Trap Queen was kind of just to show people like a demo of what I could do for them. So I could record and make a video for them, and it was kind of just a demo of what I could do. And then I put it up. But y'all are the first person, anybody I've known that's actually watched it and said anything about it. So thank you for the.
Yeah, that was good.
Kind
The
of.
video was cool too.
Yeah.
The video was cool. How you filmed it and had the. I don't know if you used a green screen or what behind you. I don't know how you did that effect, but it was cool.
I had it just set up in my studio at my old house, and the walls were just like a certain color. So whenever I keyed it to a green screen, I keyed it to the color of that wall, and it just flattened out my face and everything and made it look like that pencil draw type stuff. And I was like, well, I'm going to put like a trap house in the background so it looks like I'm in a trap house. So it was luck of the draw. It just happened to work. So
Oh yeah.
It's cool, man. It worked out really well. Like, it was really, really good. Like, Cave showed it to me earlier today. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
awesome. Thank you, man.
So,
Well, now you're going to make me want to make more. I'm going to have to release another one. I'll do
Do it.
oh, too freaking bad.
Do it. Release another one.
come on, do it.
We're gonna have to edit this part out.
No, I'm leaving it, man. I'm slowing it down to halftime.
Don't do that.
Are you gonna
So
leave it
mean.
in? Are you gonna leave it in? That's sloppy. No child.
Why are you trying to have a baby up in here?
So I've got a good question. I was thinking about earlier. So Drew and I are kind of weird, or at least I think we're weird when we listen to songs and music. So
Oh, yeah.
I feel weird at least. So when someone listens to a new song and they like it, they listen to the lyrics very heavily, and they know the lyrics right off the bat. Like my wife's like that, Nicole. She listens to a song once or twice, and she knows all the lyrics, and she's very driven lyrically by her like of the song. Drew and I, though, we're kind of the same in that we listen to all the instruments together cohesively to like feel the song, and I listen to the vocals as an instrument, and I don't really listen to what they're saying very much. Kind of after the fact, after I like the song, I go back and start listening to what they're saying. It's a very weird way. I feel like a certain percentage of musicians listen to songs that way, but it's tough as a vocalist to write lyrics that way, because I only think about vocals in an instrumental type way, and then it's really tough to write. So I have to form like a riff, like a guitarist would to a song.
It's like getting a cadence and a melody.
I do a cadence.
You get
and
the
melody
cadence
first,
and the melody, and then
I go back and I write lyrics to that.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting way. There's so many ways to write a song. We're also talking about that, how it'd be interesting to talk about how different artists, different bands write songs differently.
Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah. Usually when I listen to a song, I can be honest with myself and say I like some songs I just don't like. I have no reason why I don't like them, and it's kind of a lot of songs. And I think I'm listening for something that I can tell is honest, because I can tell a lot of times when a band is being disingenuous. Like here's the biggest example right now is Florida Georgia Line and Keith Urban. Now Keith Urban's a really good guitar player by himself, but he talks. Hello, I'm Keith Urban. I'm about to sing you a song, mate. And then when he starts singing, he's like, "Tell my baby I love her," and like you're faking that accent. I don't believe that you're really singing a country song. Same thing with Florida Georgia Line, sipping on Southern. Like, fuck off, But there's some bands.
Yeah, dude.
There's some people I think are just literally like, you know what? I want to be this type of band that I get an old guitar and I talk about stuff that's from the 1940s, like sitting on the front porch picking the peas, going out west, my brother loves me, and it's like I don't think you really live that kind of life, or you're just kind of mimicking artists you like instead of being genuine about it. So that's the kind of stuff at first that catches me on or off about a song, and then it's a full part. It might be the lyrics that attract me to the song. It might be like a sick part. It might be just an overall feeling of a song. Like Jack White, I'm not a huge fan of him, but some of his songs sound like shit, but they're good songs. And the mood of the song is good because like it's the feeling of the song by sounding like shit is what makes it good.
Yeah.
Black Keys are kind of like that as well. But
Yeah.
like Dance Gavin Dance.
Black Keys, definitely, yeah.
Dance Gavin Dance, I never listened to them literally because I thought they were going to be like an emo, like, not that I have a problem with emo, but I thought they were going to be like Blood on the Dance Floor. But I thought they were going to be like a My Chemical Romance or something kind of band, which is fine. I just
theatrical.
But then I started listening to them and I was like, holy shit, man. Each one of these instruments are all doing something badass, but every one of them are completely connected with each other at the exact same time. And that I kind of went off on a tangent on that, but yeah, that's how I personally.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
That's how I personally get down on music, and sometimes it'll be like an electronic song, like Chromeo has some great ass fucking music. The bass, they play real bass, but Chromeo's a really good band. They call it funk, but it's like electronic type music, and they make all their music on a Windows 95 computer because they're like,
what?
Yeah, because they said
95.
Yeah, Windows 95. They show it, and it's like a big box computer, and they say. We use this because I know how to do every single thing on this computer, and I know exactly how it works. And then that's why they use it.
Sense.
But it sounds really good, Chromeo. And so I'm kind of all over the place. Sometimes I'll like Like Post Malone's got some pretty good stuff sometimes.
Oh, man,
yeah.
I agree with you.
That
I
Hollywood
don't agree with you at all.
Hollywood is
Yeah, it's a certain
bleeding.
feeling.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to him. I will say that. I haven't listened to him enough to know.
I can tell you, listen to Rockstar. That's the one that caught me. That hook, that one little hook. You ever hear a song that you don't like at first, and then there's one part in the song that's so fucking badass, and then you go back and end up like it's almost like you have to like the rest of the song to get to the good part.
Yeah.
The Creature Walks from He Is Legend is like that. The very end of that song is just killer, but the first part's kind of slow to get there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I like all He Is Legend songs, except for the new stuff. The new
Yeah.
stuff kind of lost me.
I haven't kept up with them, but I did go back and check out like Sand, which I was okay to me. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. The last two albums, one was okay, but the newest one, I'm just like, what is this? Like, this isn't He Is Legend. Please start smoking weed again.
It's like once the 2000s got into like double digits instead of being single digits, like they just went to crap, man. Like they're still good, but not as good as they were in the early aughts.
When we were in probably high school. I don't know, 2005 or 4, maybe probably 2005. But we went and watched them. Did you go with us to watch He Is Legend in Jackson, James? You might not have.
No, I've only seen it once.
But we went there in Jackson, and I remember there was this crazy looking dude walking around. He had a big ass beard and like a top hat on, and he had like funky dress. And I was just like, and the way he was walking around made you think he was up to something. You were just kind of like, that dude's up to no fucking good right now. And so His Legend started playing. I'd never heard of him before. And so they're playing, and all of a sudden this dude, that it was the singer for He Is Legend, and he just like walks up from the back of the crowd. The stage was literally this tall. It was in a little church, and he just walks through the back with this like top hat looking thing on, with his arms up. And I was like, well, that's how you make an entrance. And then they just wiped the floor with all their instruments. It was crazy.
I wish I could have seen him back then.
Dude, the drummer comes up. He's wearing a little tank top like Kelso would wear on that 70s show, and shorts like up to his Johnson, like all the way up. And I was like, that must be the drum tech just setting up his stuff for him. And then like he's setting everything up, and the guy was like, hey man, can you play your kit real quick? And this dude was just like, what? And I was like, God bless America. I was like, how is that possible? I thought I was pretty good at drums. Nah. Dude was
like the guy that replaced him. When we saw him, he just had like a bass drum with no front head, one floor tom, a snare, hi-hats, and crash and ride. That's it. Like the smallest drum set I've ever seen. And he just fucking killed it. Like I have no idea how he did some of the stuff he did, but I was just amazed.
That's where you're just staring at the drummer like, and you're like, oh, is there a band also playing? You're just like, shit. It amazes me, some of that sometimes.
Like, I wish I could be a quarter as good as he is. Then I would be a decent drummer.
They're good back in the day.
Going back to what you were saying about country, like a lot of country besides like Chris Stapleton and stuff like that, I feel is disingenuous. I feel like they're putting on that country facade to make the country people like it.
Mm-hmm.
And look, no one naturally sings that way. I mean, if there's no other proof, listen to British or people from England. They talk just like you said about Keith Urban. It's got that similar accent.
Mm-hmm.
They talk like this, and then when they sing, it's like American style.
Yeah,
that's a natural way for them to sing. You hear a little bit of that British accent in there.
Cave is actually a really amazing country singer. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah. I mean, all you got to do is put it on. It's easy. God,
Yeah.
it's so easy to put the draw on.
yeah.
And people just like eat it up.
Draw
It's
out
just
them R's.
So fake. Yes, and it's so obvious to me, and it just frustrates me. It's so.
Oh God, Bo Burnham.
Yeah, did you
Burnham, man.
Pandering?
We were talking about pandering.
Yes.
So yeah, everything you said about country music, it reminded me of that video. So yeah, if anyone's not seen Bo Burnham pandering the country, just type in Bo Burnham country song. It is hilarious.
Yeah,
that is it. But it's they go, what would these people want to hear about? And they're like, you step on my flag and I'll take you out, you son of a bitch, Saddam. I'll come to your house. Freedom. I mean, South Park really nails it on the head. Back in the day,
Just got a pit.
Dirt road.
Yeah,
Cold beer.
Have y'all seen the video? It's called "All Country Music Was the Same" in 2016 or 17.
Yeah.
Like it goes. Essentially, it's got like, there's a song called "It's Blake Shelton." Where the reason I know it is because I was in a cover band that played it, and it's called like "The Boys Round Here." And he pretty much says like drinking ice cold beer, big trucks, chew tobacco, spit kind of stuff. But they chop.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Chew tobacco, split.
Yeah, and he does it in the video. He's like spit, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm badass." But but anyways, they cut in. They cut in every song, and they're like, in 2016, every country artist liked the good stuff, and then it cuts out the pieces of the song where they're like, drinking that ice cold beer, got that good stuff, and then it cuts through all these songs, and he's like, they went down dirt roads. It's like ride down the dirt road, and everyone just cuts through. Look it up. It's really good how they did it. And
I'm sure they're all in the same key and everything.
Oh yeah,
the same tempo, the same key.
G
it's like
major.
a mathematical formula these days.
It's
seriously, top 40 is a mathematical formula, and I mean it really is. If you
it's an algorithm.
It's like an algorithm. It's a formula. There's a certain amount of syllables. They want to get to the chorus in a certain amount of time. It is a mathematical formula now to get people, because their attention spans are so short.
Yeah.
They know exactly what to do to manipulate the majority of the people to like a song. It's incredible.
Because they're just like, hey, we're on the dirt road. We got a Yeti cooler. We drinking cold beer. She's got jeans on. Oh, they don't go here.
They're thinking about us.
They talking about us, man. They're thinking about us. So,
that's
I mean, it's
that's it in a nutshell. That's it.
Yeah.
Look, there's a guy called Max Martin. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a producer. And look,
heard of him.
I'm going to read off, hang on, all of the songs that he millions.
It's
not
all
millions.
the same stuff.
It's songs written.
Like what, 50 number one hits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Songs by him that were like number one hits. Let me type in. If I can get it here. Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry. Also, hang on. So What by Pink. Last Friday Night. Raise Your Glass. E.T. by Katy Perry. One More Night by Maroon 5. Dark Horse, Katy Perry. Shake It Off, Ryan Adams. Blank Space. That's not supposed to be Ryan Adams. It's supposed to be Taylor Swift. Blank Space. Let's see.
What did I miss?
We're just talking about how, like,
Max Martin
certain people
has been the producer.
Certain people write everything.
He's been the producer for most of the number one hits that have come out in the past. For, you know, so Britney Spears, NSYNC, Katy Perry,
Maroon 5,
Pink,
Pink,
Kelly Clarkson. Let's see. Another Katy Perry. Another Pink. Another Britney Spears song. So pretty much, some of them are songs that are like rock songs. But pretty much if you get Max Martin to write a song or produce a song for you, you're going to get a number one hit. So maybe y'all should... I'm sure it's... I'm sure it's one of those...
Only...
Look, here, for example...
Is that the guy who uses... Oh, sorry.
Look, for example,
Is that the guy who uses the same like keyboard riff or like same keyboard tone or like melody or whatever in like every song?
I don't know. I haven't heard that. I know there's one called the Tokai song that's in every Nintendo game.
Oh well, I mean,
but what I was saying is like about Max Martin. You said how much would that cost? So when I was at USM doing the recording program, we had to go through and like look at the industry and how it worked. So for example, we followed a Rihanna song. So it ended up being like Rihanna walks into a studio and they just play her all these songs, right? And they're paying for this, all the time in the studio. She finally picks a song, then she records it, and then she makes a video, and then they pay it out. It ended up costing for Rihanna to record one song over $1 million, and it wasn't even one of her hits. It didn't even make it onto the radio.
Cool.
That's how much it cost for one non-hit Rihanna song. So I'm sure Max Martin cost $1 million or more per song.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Now that I know that about Max Martin, I've known that for a few years now or so. I don't know, when I read all that and discovered all that. But now when I hear any song that it's like a top 40 style song,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I hear that, just like you were talking about, that intention that they're trying to make it catchy, super catchy, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't listen to the song anymore. Like, if it's a legitimate new style melody, like some Post Malone stuff, and you can hear like some pain in his voice, I don't know. For some reason, a few of his songs just do it for me. And I'm very picky with that feeling that I get from certain songs.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I hear that incessant type, very, 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 very catchy melody that I know is just from a producer like Max Martin, I'm out. I'm just out. I can't do it. I know it's disingenuous. I know it's meant to just addict me to the song. It's designed for that and only that.
It's starting to get stuck in your head, so next time you're riding around, you're like, oh yeah, I'll play that song.
Yes, and it's like a glorified nursery rhyme is all it is.
Oh, there you go.
That's all it is. That's all this new top 40 songs are.
From now
it
on,
just drives me crazy.
I'm referring to top 40 songs as nursery rhymes. You've just coined that. You saw it here first, everybody. That term has been coined.
Yes, absolutely.
Nursery rhymes. I like Billie Eilish. Some of her songs.
Yes.
There's a song that she has, like the bad guy came out, and I was like, when I first heard it, I was like, shit, this is
garbage.
I was like, this is stupid, and I just kept turning it up, listening. I was like, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes next. But there's a song called "When the Party's Over" or something, and she just
that's it.
Yeah, she sings it. You can feel her voice kind of shake a little bit, and it's just like a piano.
Have you seen it live?
And then I saw it live. Yes, I saw it live, and I was like, it was a show, a Video Awards or something.
Yeah. What's his name on XM, Sirius Radio? The famous guy. Private Parts. Howard Stern. She was on Howard Stern, and her and her brother they're the only ones there. He's on piano or acoustic guitar, and she's just singing. And it's the most incredible vocal performance I think I've ever seen live, ever.
And she's just barely singing. She's
barely singing. Yeah. It's insane. It gave me the feels.
I'm telling you. That's when I was like, man, they're doing something. I was listening. This was back probably 2011, and there was a band on the radio, and I was like, this is all over the radio. It's one of those pop things. I was like, but they don't sound like a pop group. They sound like a band. And I looked it up, and it was 21 Pilots, that song they had, and I was like, but they were all over the radio like a pop group, and I was like, that's 21 Pilots. To me, it sounded like a real band, and I could hear the difference between, Katy Perry and he's playing the bass. It's a legit band. I assume it's a legit band,
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Yeah,
the singer plays.
Two members, but
yeah.
But what I've heard about them, they're just like just a powerful duo, from the story I've heard, at least I haven't researched this to know it's perfectly true, but the story I've heard, they were selling out big venues, and they pretty much got to pick the record label. Every record label was coming out and saying, "We want you," and they're like, "F you, F you." We know, like all the big. They went with a smaller one.
Yeah.
That really went for the artists instead of for their pocketbooks.
Yeah, I was about to say the one that would actually push them instead of being like, "Oh yeah, we got a real good artist here. We're gonna throw some money in, and if it don't work, we're gonna sue the shit out of them."
Yeah, a record label that wouldn't throw a producer in there that would just destroy their sound, and destroy their creativity. That's one thing you say about them. They are so creative. It's like they just change every album, and I mean they're incredible.
Well,
for a popular group, I think they're killing it. They're very original.
They were on Fueled by Raymond, is what it looks like here. Yeah, they got all those bands. They're just pretty good bands on Fueled by Raymond. That's a neat name, though.
Yeah, it is. Cool.
Fueled by Raymond.
I mean, if you're gonna have some fuel, it might as well be Raymond.
Give me fuel,
give me noodles on the side.
Yeah.
So, James, I have a feeling you're not into any of this music that we've talked about so far.
Not at all.
So what are you listening to right now? Because listen, when I tell you everybody says they like all kinds of music, and I'll be honest with you, I like most kind. I don't like the fake hip hop or regular country. Regular country right now is essentially just contemporary Christian with a less message, Christian message.
Instead of Jesus, say beer.
Dirt roads.
There you go, dirt roads. And then, but the heavy stuff. So Oh Sleeper. Have you listened to Oh Sleeper?
No.
Oh my God. Listen to Oh Sleeper.
I try to find bands that nobody else knows.
Well,
very indie bands, but not like one of those I listened to them before you. I'm not like one of those kind of dudes. But there's a band called Gatherers I've been listening to. They're really good.
Yeah.
Kind of have an Under Oath Used vibe to them.
Yeah.
They're pretty great. And then Microwave. They're from Atlanta. They're really good.
Haven't heard of them. Either one of those.
Check them out.
That's why, I built a little Spotify playlist and Apple Music playlist that I put up. And that's why I was hoping, I share all my songs, and I was hoping everybody be like, here's some more songs. And then we'd end up having this just, gigantic playlist of everybody's, favorite songs. We could just, go through it. And
dude.
I was hoping
that'd be great.
So if y'all want to just go in there and, well, I have to figure out if y'all can just add songs. We'll figure something out. Just have one big, massive playlist of everybody's songs. I think that'd be really cool because for a while I got stuck, and I'll be honest, I got stuck with just the songs that I'd saved that I've had since 2004, and I would just put those on repeat. They've been saved on my phone, and I got stuck in that, and I wasn't listening to anything new till I made it.
Absolutely. What's up? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it.
So here's a good question. Why do you think that? All right. So for instance, when we were around graduating high school, 2005, 2003, early 2000s, bands were still killing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were so many bands coming out, and they were still, they were getting huge. Now, honestly, it's kind of rare, right? New bands are not really coming out as much. When they do come out, there's several bands. One of my favorite bands of all time is Harvard, and they're amazing, and and Dredge as well. Dredge, and Harvard.
God, yeah.
And they just disintegrated into thin air because they can't make the money to sustain themselves.
Yeah.
To keep going, and why do you think that is? I'm curious if you have a theory.
Well, my theory is just, first of all, albums went away. It used to be this. I would get an album like Taking Back Sunday or Under Oath, and I had that CD in my car at all times. When I got in my car and drove to school or drove to work, I was skipping through 10 songs and I would listen to every song 100 times. And then eventually I'd get another album and then I'd listen to that one over and over. Now it's like a band comes out and they're like, hey, here's our song. Here's our one song. And even if you release a full album, I mean, honestly, maybe you do this, but say Post Malone, you got Apple Music or Spotify or something. Have you listened to his whole album? No, have you? Or just
no, like you just
click on that one.
Little previews, and you skip around.
Yeah,
cherry picking,
and
that's what's happened.
Well, the thing is, I was talking with Chad, and he was saying like I'm releasing. That's another thing people are starting to do now is release multiple videos instead of like one video and then here's the album. Like they're like, I'm gonna record a video for every song. Like Fall Out Boy for Save Rock and Roll, they released a video for every single song on that album, and it was one long movie. So it started and played the album as one long video, but they released them every like 2 weeks. So you listen to the whole album. So instead of just picking their top favorite ones, you would watch the video and you'd hear the whole album. And Chad was talking about he recorded like 5 videos. I guess y'all are in them, right? So
yeah, we're in a couple of seconds every video.
I feel like a short clip of one.
Yeah, we're in a couple of seconds here and there.
Yeah, I saw James in one. But yeah, so like, so that's a way he can, drag out and let me not say drag out. That's got a bad connotation, but like extend the life of his album instead of like, here's my album. And then someone just goes to Spotify and picks one song. In 2 weeks he'll have another track out with a video. So I'm gonna go watch that. So,
I think the new as we move forward with music, I think the new kind of strategy, especially with bands, I think and we're doing this honestly, is release one song at a time, announce it. People's attention spans are garbage these days.
Yeah,
they go for one song and they're out, maybe 2 and they're out. Release one song, create a video of that song, and then just wait a month or 2, release another song, and I think that's the way to get all your songs heard. I think it's a better way these days.
Yeah.
Versus releasing 14 songs at once. Most of those songs are never going to get heard.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I can tell you something that's really awesome about compared to 2005 to today is recording equipment is now more accessible than ever. Like literally, if you took $3,000 and bought a MacBook and a recording interface, couple mics, like you could record a full album. You'd have to take the time to learn how to use everything, but a lot of people are making music just at their house. And also with the iPhones and like editing software on iPhones, you can literally take one iPhone and record an entire music video, edit it down, put your, I had Mike Solman, if y'all remember him. He's like the 7-foot tall bass player that used to play with us.
The bass player, the old bass player.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember you telling me one time you were like, oh man, he can play any bass line ever with an air bass, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about, Bob?
Mike Solman.
Like, dude, I could say this song and he could just sit there and play it and he'd nail every note. And I'm just like, all right, cool. We're actually at his mom's house. Probably. When you told me that.
Look, this is.
Dude, I remember you talking about.
If there's a part in a song, Mike can be like, if it's a drum, he can air drum it fucking perfectly every song. I don't know if he could actually play it, but if you watch it, you're like, he's hitting the tom, he's hitting the ride cymbal, he's doing this, he's picking his left foot up to make the hi-hat open at certain times, That's what I was getting at. But anyways, so he took and he submitted a song for the live stream this Saturday, and he recorded the entire thing on his iPhone. He raps, he's a rapper, but he made the beat and did all the vocals and backing tracks, everything on his iPhone on GarageBand, and it sounds better than when I used to have Cool Edit Pro, and I used a computer microphone. It looked like a Bob Barker mic, if y'all remember those. They would like stick on the side of the computer, and I would like set that on my snare drum and hit that by itself, and then stick it on the kick drum, and then hit the kick drum with a stick, and then hold it on the hi-hat, you know, and do shit like that. Now you can just play the drums on your phone, record a full song. I'm just saying, like, it's so easy to make good. I mean, you maybe not like $1 million recording, but you can make really good quality recordings and videos and logos and graphics. Like, everything's just so accessible now. But it's also, now you have a shit ton more of competition because everybody else can do that. It's like moving to Nashville. You're like, I'm a good band, I'm gonna move to Nashville, and you realize every good band has already moved to Nashville. Now you got more competition. But, so, but to answer your question about why it's not succeeding is because there are a lot of options now, and you don't have to go to Sound Shop in the mall and pick one album to listen to till you get paid again or till you get your allowance again. You pay $5 a month and you literally have every song in the world, and you just pick this song and this song and this song and
right.
Freaking Sound Shop, dude.
And songs, you know, artists really don't make money off of their music anymore.
No.
Honestly, I mean, they get paid pennies, where it used to, you know, it cost $14, $15 for an album. That artist would likely get $5 at least out of that per album. You sell 1 million, goodness gracious, you know, you got $5 million. Now, off of getting people listening to a streaming service, you get nothing. They make it off of live shows.
Yeah.
So if you can't make it off of music in the beginning, you know, to sustain yourself, just to get to the live shows, to get people there, you just run out of money. I mean, you just don't have enough money to live, and then people start families, and you just can't sustain it.
Yeah.
Here's to go along with what you were saying. So the song "Happy" by Pharrell Williams, right, was one of the top streamed songs for some year or something.
14.
So 14. It had 43 million streams on Pandora. Okay, guess how much he made? Like the number one song ever paid, like the top streaming song of all streaming songs. Guess how much money he made off that?
43,000.
All right, y'all. I want all three of y'all to guess.
Okay. Yeah.
43 million streams. 20,000.
I'm gonna say 37,000.
In a row?
37,000.
Get ready for this. $2,700.
Jeez, man.
He should have been rich off that one song.
Yes.
Yeah.
2,000.
How is it?
He made money off radio plays because you can make money still off, you know, ASCAP, BMI, and stuff like that. Yeah. But off streaming services, he made $2,700. That's like.
Who knew that Metallica all these years, you know, back in the day when Metallica was raising a fuss about this, everyone was like, those guys are dicks. Fuck them. Yeah. They were right the whole fucking time.
Lars,
they knew what they were talking about.
Lars,
they were dead on. That's insane. I mean, here's what's crazy. He put the video of that song, the music video, he put that on YouTube. If that gets 43 million views on YouTube, he makes so much money, so much more money off that just by on a YouTube videos streaming service. So it doesn't make any sense.
I'm telling you, that's why Taylor.
Someone's getting rich as shit off this, and it's not the musician.
That's all the freaking.
That is
labels,
why
man.
Taylor Swift was like, "I'm not going to be on Apple Music." She had this big thing where she's like, "Nope, not putting my music on there." And they eventually, I don't know what they did. They changed it around, but she was like, straight up, "Hell no, I'm not doing it," because of how you get paid off streaming, like less than pennies a play, like hundreds of a penny per play. YouTube,
right? If even 10% of those people, that 43 million, 10% of those people back in the day before streaming bought that album, 4.3 million copies. If he made $5 a copy, or even $1 a copy, that man Made almost $5 million off of that.
Yeah.
Off of that one album.
One song.
If he made,
You know, it doesn't add up. You know,
let me see.
it doesn't add up at all.
Oh man, have you guys ever watched the 30 Seconds to Mars documentary about what happened with them and their record label?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, that is some sick shit, man. It'll turn your stomach. Like, it's that horrible.
Real quick.
It just doesn't make sense. Because
If he made a penny,
it doesn't make sense.
if he made a penny per play, he would have made $430,000. If he just made a penny per play, he made
And it made $2,700.
$2,700.
If anything, off of streaming, you should make more. Back in the day, you had to record it, produce a physical CD with artwork, and ship it to stores.
Yeah.
And it was arguably
Jewel cases.
arguably the same amount of money. You got 10, 14 songs,
Yeah.
$1 a song. That's what they cost on iTunes. Whatever you want to buy a song. The
Yeah.
streaming services, it's easier for the streaming service to deliver that to the customer for nothing. You should make just as much or more. It's crazy.
Yep. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm very passionate about this.
No, I mean we all
We're gonna
should.
get banned from everything because we're talking shit about streaming services.
Hey.
They're talking shit about us. No, we're not ever playing anything that has these guys in it again.
Pretending was going to be on Spotify.
They're gonna hear this and be like, "Fuck those
Just
guys."
Spotify Athens will be
just understand when you'll get a little like email and it'll be like your song was paid out this much this year, and it'll be like you owe $7.85.
Somehow I had to pay it to the IRS. Like they totally fucked
Like
me.
they're like
No, we just turned you into the IRS. We don't give a shit about what you're doing. You're just screwed, buddy.
For real.
I'm telling you, it's.
Oh man, music is so weird nowadays.
But it's also like we're at this time where, it used to be like when Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and stuff came out, they were coming out of like religious records and like big band type of things, and they came out and they said we're breaking the mold, we're doing something different. And then we've had from then up until the internet came out, we were essentially all doing the same thing. It was, this is new music, the older people hate it, we're breaking all the rules for most bands. And then the cycle just kept going, and tattoos got more, earrings and stuff like that, but now we're on the cusp of something that somebody literally could break out of the mold and be like, look, we're not doing Spotify anymore, we're going to make our own website and host it there. I've never used this before, but there's I'm going to say this like I sound like an old man, but there's a website where you stream called Twitch. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. And I went on there the other day because I saw a YouTuber was doing like a live thing, and I was like, I should check it out. And I clicked on it, and I was like, okay, he's sitting here just playing, like talking to us, playing his guitar with a camera pointed at him. And I was like, oh, there's a subscribe button. I'll go ahead and subscribe, And it was like, subscribe, $5. And I was like, what the fuck? I have to pay you money? And then I was like, okay. And then over on the side, you could see it was like, leave a comment. And it was like $20. And if you gave him $20, your comment would pop up big on his screen and stay there for like 5 minutes. And then so he would be more likely to see it and respond. And if you like subscribed, every time someone subscribed, he would stop what he was doing and be like, hey, John Smith 93, thank you for subscribing, and then answer your question or something. So that's like they're making money off comments and doing live stuff. And to me, I was like, that's where I think the internet's going, is people like, so you do a live show, and then like say a big band like Blink-182 does a live stream from their house, and you get on there and you buy a virtual ticket for $30, and then you can leave comments on the side. But if you donate an extra $30, maybe Mark Hoppus will go, hey, thanks, John, yeah, I'll answer your question real quick.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you know, he could push a button and let you talk to him and things like that. So it's like the monetization is going less from you like receiving something and then kind of paying more to have communication with the artist. I don't know. That's just, I could be completely
Yeah.
off the mark. But the way that that's going, you're essentially paying for comments now, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me, but it makes sense. You know, you can't respond to everybody if you're a famous person, but if someone sends you $100, I bet you're going to be like, hold the fucking phone. Thanks for that $100. How's your
Hold
mom?
up. Bro,
How's your dad?
bro.
How's your kids?
But dude, like, what's it like though if somebody does pay 20, 30, $50 and they're just like, man, this show was shit. You guys eat asshole now, you know, like
I
like
guess
what you do is like, well,
they. Well, see, the
thanks.
thing is
yeah, you paid us.
they don't have to respond still, but
Yeah.
if they don't respond, people won't keep paying them. So, like, if they know every time someone gives them $5, they are going to say something back to those comments. But if they never respond, no one's going to pay them $5, and that's how you can make some pretty good money, you know. And then you put it on YouTube and get some ads. So I don't have the answer, but maybe bands doing something like that, or like posting, oh, we have a new song up, but it's going to be like, I do all my podcasts, I premiere them live, and I encourage the guests to get on, like when I premiere it live, and sit in the comment section in case somebody's like asking a question or something. So it's like a live video, and then I'll be on there. If somebody's like, oh, that was really good, I can be like, cool, thanks, man, or here, go here if you want to see more of this artist or something like that. But, you know, if you're doing it as a band, releasing a song, you can be like, you know, we'll donate $5. Y'all can be like, hey, thanks for the $5. I'll follow you on it. I don't know. I'm just, the internet is, especially the quarantine, kind of just took everybody and said, look, start using the internet a lot. And that's what happened. And now everybody, I mean, Live from a Safe Space is, like, how many people have played on that thing? And it's awesome. I've seen so many bands that I would have never watched because it pops up on my phone and says, hey, did you know this band's playing? I'm like, nope, but I can watch them. And I can even send them a comment if I want to. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's, we're at a time where we can be the next Led Zeppelin or Beatles. Not me personally, but somebody could be that.
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like there are really good things and there are really bad things that could come from all of this. But at the same time, like, you just got to try it and go for it to see what happens, you know, with you personally, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people like, you know, like Fish and those kind of like, I don't know what kind of band you call them, but they're essentially just like, Fish shows up and plays for 3 days straight, and you do a lot of drugs and watch them all like for 3 days.
Jam band, man.
Yeah, and they just jam. They're not really making albums. I mean, they do kind of release albums, but literally, like, they make all their money by playing shows. That stuff's still out there, but I don't know if they'll. I don't know how I don't know. So I mean, there's all kinds of options. You just gotta. Somebody's got to figure out a new formula that works, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's whatever is convenient. You know, it's the day of convenience. So Amazon's killing it because people don't have to go to the store. What else?
Spotify.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, here's this band's entire record.
Uber, because you don't have to call a cab or rent a car. You just get it up on your phone. Whatever's convenient works. And I think you're right. I think the future with live music and music period is just, even for the video, even for the live experience. Think about the NFL. Think about going to a game is amazing. I've been to NFL games, but you get a better view and a better experience sitting on your couch
from like NFL Red Zone or something like that. You know, like
and cameras are right there on everyone.
Yeah,
live concerts the same way. What, you're 100 yards away and you're seeing your favorite band versus you can be at home in your freaking underwear, like zoomed in on them playing live,
watching their fingers play the guitar and stuff. Yeah,
right. It's at what point does it cross that threshold to where it's worth just staying home and having a similar experience, kind of like an NFL game?
Yeah.
And I think it's on the way, especially with this quarantine stuff like you were talking about.
You do miss out, like the double-edged sword. You do miss out, like running into people, talking to people, and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that's bad. That part of it's bad. But I know you? I just on the last podcast I heard, or with Forrest Proctor, that you had a kid now. Does it scare you for their future? Does it scare you for their future, knowing that there's so much digital, like disconnected stuff going on? I want them to have the experiences we had, growing up as kids.
Well, here's the thing, and me and my wife kind of disagree on this. She's like, I don't want him to have a cell phone, or if he has an iPad, he's going to play educational games for an hour. One thing that is going to be a very important skill, and you can see it now with the older generation, is knowing how to operate computers very well. Not just like, oh, I know how to open an app and download and reset my password. Like, I know how to program, I know how to code, I know how to do all this stuff. So I want to make sure that he is not shunned away from this technology like it's a bad thing, because it's going to engulf his entire life as an adult. I mean, me today, like my job, I have to use technology to do things. I have to be like up and up on like how Android software and iPad software and stuff like that. So I'm not really fearful of it. I'm when it comes to futuristic things, I like to be more optimistic. Like some people say, hey man, the one world government's coming and they're going to take over our rights. To me, I kind of say, wouldn't a one world government be pretty good? Because then we don't have to go to war with each other all the fucking time. And, then money's more, I kind of look at it that way. Like I try to look at it as, I guess Apple and Google technically already can track everything we do, but then they can also like track everywhere I go. So if my wife gets kidnapped, I can find out where she is if I had to. So I kind of like to think of it that way, even though it could go the other way. But when it comes to my son, I want him to be mindful of social interactions and still know you need to talk to people in real life and be able to have physical contact with people. That's just as important. But I also don't want to shun him away from technology, saying it's bad at the same time. I want him to be able to have a nice balance of both so he can be successful as teenager, adult, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's the hardest. I think as a parent, I have 2 children, and I think it's the hardest part of our job in this digital age is creating that balance. Because my gosh, how do you create that balance? I mean, it's so difficult. You can't push them to do more social interaction or push them to do more digital stuff. It's you got to let them fly and do their own thing, but kind of guide them. But it's gonna be difficult. I think I foresee a challenge. It's a very challenge.
They love iPads and phones. My son is just he's barely talking. And here's a funny story. So he's walking and he's just kind of starting to talk, and he'll say things like, every once in a while you hear him, he'll be like, "Dad," and I'm like, he didn't mean to say it. He was just like making a sound, and it sounded like a word. So in my house, I have Google Home. Like if you're not familiar with that, it's these little pods you set up and you can talk to your house. So like my back door lights, I have a camera, my TV, everything in my house. I can be like, if I say it right now, it'll like set off my lights. But I can say like, "Hey," that word, and I can say, "Turn the lights off," or "Wake me up at 5," or "Play Futurama on Hulu," or whatever. Yes. So I say that all the time. So like at night when I put him to bed, I'm like, "Hey, turn the lights off," and stuff. So one day he was sitting there and he went, "Google," and I went, "What'd you just say?" And he was like, "Google," and I was like, "What? Say it again." He went, "Google," and I was like, my kid's first fucking word was Google. Because but anyways,
Wow.
but what I'm saying is kids, like he's so little right now. If I have my phone out, he runs over to grab it. I don't know. He doesn't even know how to use it or know what it is. But if there's a phone or a tablet, something around, he wants to get it and play with it. And he doesn't. He just like taps on it and like runs around with it. But kids, I have my sister-in-law's 2 kids are staying with us right now, and they play they want to do outside stuff, but sometimes they're just like, can I play on the iPad? Can I play on the iPad? Can I play on the iPad? They love technology. But I mean, you got to say, is it bad for them to want to play a game on an iPad versus playing with Hot Wheels? Is there a difference? They're both kind of non-educational things. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't have an answer to that yet, but
yeah, it's like
for me, it's more about like building imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, like you said, like playing with Hot Wheels versus playing with an iPad. Like it's like building imagination.
Yeah, I guess.
And not just like, I mean, like, you can build imagination with an iPad or whatever, because you can get on there and do paint and all that kind of stuff. But like without technology, building an imagination. But
out of nothing.
Yeah.
Out of nothing besides a physical toy.
Yeah.
You know, create out of nothing. I agree. You know, it's the balance. You know, that's the balance we gotta work with.
Yeah, it's tough to find.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How long we've been going? Is this the longest podcast in history?
It is. It's close. It's getting close. But I thought that there was a limit for Facebook for 1 hour, so I've been cutting people off. But I realized that you can do up to 4 hours. So I mean, we don't have a. I mean, I don't think. I don't know if we need to do a full 4 hour podcast, but.
We probably could.
Dude, just cut it into 2 parts, man. People
part 1 and part 2. There is a something I've been wanting to talk about, and there's one day me and my friend Corey were at Mississippi Music, and I don't know if he's still doing this, but Mark Black had his studio in Mississippi Music in the back. I don't know if y'all ever saw that. There's like a room back where that little stage is, and he had his full studio. It had like a tracking room and control room, everything. Anyways, so we're talking to him about like maybe recording a song or something, and he said this, and it kind of stuck with me, and I realized that I do it, and I could admit to it. And he said, the problem with the bands around this area is there is a competition between everybody. And so like this band will come out and then another band will say, man, they're so stupid. And, you know, maybe it stems from a little jealousy that they're doing this, or maybe, you know, it stems from just, I don't like them just because but and I've, you know, I'm guilty of this myself, and I can admit it, that I have been that way in the past. And I think that's something that we really all need to look into and look at ourselves and say, how are we acting towards fellow band people in the area? And I think it's really good to go out and encourage people. If you hear a song that somebody made, instead of feeling like, man, it'd be dumb if I just sent them a text message and told them I really dig that song. You know, I used to think that. I used to think, man, they'll think I'm not cool if I just call them up and say, I like your song, man. That's all I have to say. You know, and I've been trying to do that recently.
Yeah.
You know, just say, you know, if I like a song, I'm going to tell you I like the song now. You know, and if we have more of that, you know, bands can, you know, play together more, build each other up. We can have a bigger scene back in Laurel, instead of it being like that band is this and this band is that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just something I wanted to bring up. Maybe get y'all's thoughts on that.
Dude, I agree with you completely. Like, because there is no camaraderie anymore. It's all just, you know, it's just like, oh man, those guys play that. They suck. We play this. We're great. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and like at the same time, the other band is like, oh man, they play that. They suck. This is all crap. Like nobody has like there is no common respect or like camaraderie anymore, and like everybody's always in competition. And something I heard you talk about in another podcast was the politicking that there is with trying to get into certain places or playing with certain bands. It is outrageous. It it's unfathomable how bad it is. Like, because you've almost got to be you've got to be in this clique to get into like these certain places, and it's just like, why is this a problem?
Yeah,
like, why does this have to be what's happening?
I will say, I think some of it could be based off of assumptions too, because personally, I don't talk much. You've probably seen it in this podcast. I don't really say a whole lot.
What?
I'm more of a listener than a talker. But like, some people might see me at a show or something, and I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not being a dick.
No.
I just don't talk to people. Like I said, I'm more of a listener. And people might get the assumption, like I said, that I'm a dick. And that carries on.
Yeah.
Like, that guy was such a dick to me the other day. He didn't say anything. Like,
Oh, dude, I know exactly how you feel.
Mhm.
Like, I'm the same way. I'm the same way at shows,
But-
man.
I wish I could get out and talk to more people and like build more of a
Rapport.
like get to know each or
Community.
other bands.
Yeah.
More of a community.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can go ahead.
when we're all young and dumb and starting out early 2000s and stuff,
Yeah.
you didn't know what to say. Kind of like James is talking about. Even if you thought they did a good job, you felt
Felt like you were dick
cheesy or
riding.
weird. So, I don't know, but like now that I'm older, anytime I've ever played, and I went 7 years without playing in any band at all, and I just picked it up, a couple years ago, and since then I try my best. Every time I play with someone, another band, another group, when they get off the stage, I find them and I tell them, they did a good job and I enjoy their music.
Yeah.
I mean, I make a point just like you have, these days. I think that's important. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also could open up opportunities that you might not have thought about. You might think, well, I don't want to ask them. They're too good of a band to play with us or something. When that band might be saying,
Yeah.
I'm not going to play with that band because they're too good of a band to play with us. When y'all could be playing together and playing awesome shows, or even just other musicians in the area might be like, you might have like your best musical connection with some guy that you just think is way too good to be in your band. He might be, I encourage everybody to, be more communal, open with their,
Yes.
with everybody. Yes. Be
I'm
friendly.
just not good at networking. Like, I
And-
suck at networking.
And if you see James out and about, you have to talk to him because he will not talk first.
Like, I'm more nervous about playing. If we're playing somewhere, like, I just want to play and get the hell out of there. I don't want to fucking hang around and talk to people.
Fuck them people.
Oh, dude, I love hanging around and talking to people, but I'm the bass player, so like everybody's like, "Oh man, did you just play? Oh, that's cool. I didn't even see you up there." So it's like, yeah, I was doing harmonies and playing bass. So, I had to put that in there. Couldn't
Whatever,
help
man.
it.
So yeah,
I read something today actually that kind of resonated with me. That I think it was something online on Instagram and it was just like a quote. It was like, "Kindness is the highest form of intelligence," and I'm just like, wow, I've never heard that put that way. Like that is brilliant to me.
yeah.
And to get on that wavelength of kindness and to think about that, and it goes into the community thing and being supportive of people. That's a kindness trait,
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to go. I think more people should be that way, and I think it benefit us all playing music.
Yeah, for sure. Have more shows, better shows, more fun shows, better bands. I think it all work out.
Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna piss in everybody's Cheerios real fast.
Don't do it.
I'm just gonna say this: things have become far too cliquey nowadays.
I've been out of the
Everything's
game
far too cliquey.
since I had my kid. I've been out of the game, so I don't know what really is going on. I don't really play in a band anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's cliquey and who's not. But let's stop
This
that.
is all too cliquey and politicky. Like it's really bad. You know what? Come after me, fuckers, if you hear me. Come after me.
If
I
you
don't
ha-
care.
If you have a problem,
But I'm just saying.
find him and deal with it that way. That's right. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Find you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the clickiness needs to stop. I don't know who to even look for at this point, but if you're out there and you're being clicky, stop being clicky. Right.
Come at him. He may not be able to see you. Come
Yeah.
at him, but come at him.
Yeah, I'm blind. You'll feel real good for beating up a blind guy.
Yeah. Make some
Way to
noises. Make some noises
Yeah.
or something on the way.
My hands are coming at you.
I'm coming.
Say, I'm coming at you, bro.
I am approaching you, brethren. But yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is too clicky nowadays. I mean, all joking aside, that really is one of the main problems that we have in our area.
Well, we'll start our own clique and not include the other cliques.
Dude.
And we'll be click free.
Dude.
But yeah,
Ultimately, there's only there's minimal venues, so that's ultimately the problem. In our area, there's minimal venues, minimal places to play, and they do form small cliques.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate, but a big, massive city that has so many places to play, it's just there's so many groups, artists around. They have to have a kind of a wide variety coming in and out. So I think that's ultimately the problem. In our area, there's just a few venues, and they like who they like, and they have national acts coming around.
Yeah,
regional acts that are wonderful, and they don't. It's unfortunate, but I think I agree with Drew a little bit, but it just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can start to change that. I don't know how, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Revolution.
La Revolution. We'll do it.
Yes.
And obviously, I'm speaking with a great deal of hyperbole there, but still, my point is valid. I'm just saying.
Well, yes, I was in a cover band a while back, and we would try to book places, and we were pretty much. I'm not going to tell you where these places are, but we tried to book places, and it was pretty much just like, oh, do you know this guy? Like literally, that was what it was. It's like, do you know that guy? Because he does all the booking, and then you message him, he'd read it and not respond, or but then you'd see other bands play like multiple nights. So it's kind of who
like,
you know.
Why are they playing?
Yeah, who you know kind of thing. Which, what are you gonna do? I mean, what? Maybe
you can't force your way in. You can't force your way in and play.
Yeah.
Because the harder you push, the more they're just gonna ignore you and block you.
So start a hashtag, Drew. I don't know what hashtag, but take your phone, type in the hashtag button, and then say something sick after that hashtag. And we are all La Revolution, and we're just all gonna share it. And then if someone asks me, like,
I'm doing it.
Do it, and then that's what we're gonna do.
It's like the swatting form. It's like the swatting form of playing music.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it right now, but it would look like I was trying to take a picture of the phone that we're podcasting on. So
once we're done with the podcast, post it, and everybody listening is going to post whatever he posts. Go to his page and post that hashtag.
La Revolution is happening. It's going on. It's going down.
So, y'all have a new song out called Pretender.
Yes.
Pretending. Sorry. Pretending. Sorry. Let's play it right here, and then we can talk about kind of what it's about and things like that, okay?
All right.
Awesome.
So here is Pretending by Hearsay Replay. All right. So that was the song. Great song. Kind of the videos about heroes and things of that nature. Where's this all come from? Who wants to kind of?
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Well-
the video idea kind of came from James and I collaborating on the idea for the video. The song lyrics came from Lee Westmoreland, who's not present tonight, but he's been holding on to those lyrics for a long time. We finally decided to do something with them and form the song. You know, Drew and I were talking about this earlier. My favorite type of lyrics are open to interpretation type of lyrics, like more poetic style. You know, like we talked about earlier with the dirt road and cold beer. You know what that song's about? A dirt road and a cold beer.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, with more poetic lyrics, it's open to interpretation. You can. That's why I prefer lyrics that way, because any person can kind of bring them in and identify with them, you know, in their situation that they're in. So that's what I like about this song in particular. Lee wrote it for his own reasons, but as you can, you watch the video and you kind of get your own idea of what we're going for that particular reason. But I think that's one of many, reasons that song can touch someone. Really, ultimately, pretending. I think on a raw basis is about how just as humans we just go through the motions most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really even realize we're just copying other people's actions, like our parents. We learn from our parents early on, and we just kind of see them and we do what they do. And as adults, we kind of do the same thing. And this song's kind of about waking up, realizing we're kind of going through the motions, and kind of being aware of that.
So before that's really awesome. Before we started recording the podcast, Drew, you said that you had a lot of insight into this video and how it's made, what it's about. Right?
Oh, man, you guys are dicks. Well, I just had a vision in my mind.
Drew
And,
actually, he pieced it all together with his flip phone.
yeah.
He did all the video.
Yeah, man. I popped out the old flip phone. I was like, let me do a little work here. Let's see what's happening here. Let's get this going here. Oh, there we go. Get a timer up just right now. I honestly, I feel bad for saying this, but I haven't even seen the damn thing. So
It's a surprise.
I know it's
for
good,
all
though.
of us. I'm just messing. I'm just messing with you, man.
It's these guys, and I trust them fully, and I know it's really good. And Kay basically gave me a rundown on it earlier today, and it just sounds really cool. Like it from what I gather from what he did with the video, it's like it's a kid dreaming about heroic things, and it's about all I get from it. But
Right, yeah, he's dreaming about and pretending to be
yeah,
this heroic figure, and the people in the video, firemen, any type of hero, soldier, all they're doing is pretending to be the person they were taught to be. Right.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it takes courage and nobility and things like that. But ultimately, they're pretending, to be a duplicate of what they've been shown to be.
yeah.
And so it's just a weird kind of look at humanity, and I'm getting deep with it, but again, open
That's
to
the best way to
interpretation. That's how I feel. Right. That's how I feel about all of our songs. They're open to interpretation.
Yeah.
That's my favorite type of lyric, favorite type of song.
Yeah, especially if you can, if it's a song that's not like, my 64-year-old grandma used to call me Jim Smith. You're like, well, all right, this is about Jim Smith and the 64-year-old grandma. But if it's
a
like,
little too specific.
but if it's open, then you can apply it to your life. Sometimes I'll hear a song and be like, that kind of reminds me of this situation that happened in my life.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't writing about that, but now you can listen to that and apply that to yourself, and it brings up those memories and those feelings. So that song can mean something different to 10 different people,
Yeah.
10 different things.
Absolutely.
that. I agree.
It's like for
I agree
one
with that.
person, it could be like, oh man, that is some really good lyrics. I identify with those. And for somebody else, they're sitting there going, oh my God, this is so true to my life. You know, so it just evokes different emotions
Yes.
from different people, and they infer what they want from it.
That's sick. Great song. I like it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
We tried. We tried.
We tried to make you happy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all that matters, really, is making me happy, right?
Sorry we didn't record it with you. We recorded it with your old friend Brian.
Brian.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. He's got a good setup out there.
Brian Dale helped us out.
The thing is, the way I record with people is like, here's what this is the reason I got into recording. If because I used to go, man, Mark Black is so good. How much does that cost? And he's like, $1,500 for 6 songs, and I'd be like, I don't got that kind of money. I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
I'll do it myself, right? So I started just working at it and started liking it so I could do it myself. And then I realized when people started saying, hey, man, can you record some songs for me? How much do you charge? And I'd be like, well, I don't want to charge because I don't want somebody to just come in and go, hey, man, I got $500. And I'm like, well, you got 5 hours. Whatever we get in 5 hours is what we get. I hated that when I went to a recording studio, and I hated that feeling. So, like, you know, if I record somebody, like, I was doing Gator Fight. So before the quarantine, I was going to record Gator Fight, one song for them, then make a music video for them, and then start my podcast. So I could say, you know, look, guys, if you want to work with me, here's a song I've worked on, here's a video I've worked on, and then have the podcast to just kind of talk about stuff. But what I want to do is, like, sit down and play your guitar 17,000 times, you know, play, you know, let's get out the electric drum kit and use all these plugins, or let's plug up a real bass and mic it with 17 different mics. Oh, let's play around with it. You know, at the end of the day, I want the song to come out good. So if you just get one song, to me, one song, the way you wanted it, the way it sounds in your head is better than 15 okay songs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So
That's I love the way you think about it.
That's how I liked, and that's how, you know, that's how I do it with my own personal stuff. I'll record a song, and then I'll just go back and add a little something here, and then I'll be like, well, you know what, I'm going to try this or this and this, and just fuck around. And sometimes I'll spend 5 hours and not record anything because nothing sounded right. But sometimes I'll hit a little harmony and be like, that's it, that's staying in there now, you know. That's how I like to work. So I'm not, my recording part of this whole setup is mainly, it's not something that I do to bring any money into the equation. It's more of like, I really dig your band. I think we should make a song and do something cool.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Yes. Perfectly.
Yeah, Brian Deal's been great with us. We've, you know, been picky on, you know, the details here and there, and we went back in and changed things several times. He's been great.
He's been an angel.
Yeah. I mean, like, Cave and I both
That was great.
like Cave and I both have gone back in there and, like, on a couple different days, just like he and I in there just working on stuff instead of, like, you know.
When did we actually record? November or October?
November the 2nd, I believe.
We've had the songs for a while.
Yeah.
We just haven't actually, like, finished them.
Right, we went back in, redid all the vocals, redid all the bass guitar. We've changed a lot of things over the time just to kind of hone in the sound, perfect sound we wanted.
Yeah.
And he's been very accommodating. We appreciate Brian Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I went out to a studio one time and I traded him some gear for some gear. He has a really nice setup out there. That was like when he first built it.
Oh, his place is sweet.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was really awesome talking to you guys. Y'all have been a lot of fun. Super sick. We can go ahead and wrap it up just so we don't stay up all night talking, which is fine. But
I kind of wish we could, but
yeah. Me as well. We can always we can always do another podcast at some point whenever y'all want. So just let me know. I do them twice a week. So eventually I'm going to run out of people that I've only done once. So feel free to come back.
Dude, we'll be down. We'll be
We'll
down to do another one, man.
Talk about random crap. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't even have to do a band podcast.
We can
just get on here and just talk shit.
Yeah, we can do current events or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do whatever.
See, that's what I'm hoping to get in. So here's my big things, and I'll mention this on the podcast for future if we do another one with you or if I have future guests. Here's my big things. Music is what I like to talk about. All the stuff we talked about today. I like conspiracies. So James was saying believes into that, and I go deep into that shit. I'm talking about deep, and then
we'll bring Lee on next time. He'll love it.
Yeah, for real.
Bring him on.
You can go multiple fathoms with him.
Well, just the turtles all the way down, and then I do like talking about politics and stuff. The thing about politics that makes me nervous because you could step on people's toes and stuff, but that's the kind of stuff I like to talk about, and just anything interesting. So if we have another podcast, if you got something, write it down. When
are you still recording like the podcast right now?
Yes.
Yes.
This
is still the podcast.
Cool. I'll bring up whatever I was going to talk about after the podcast is done.
He'll save the racial slurs for after the podcast.
Hey, man.
No racial slurs. I'm blind. I see no color.
Where's the bleep out button? I think it's over here. Beep. Just as a statement, Drew is not a racist.
No,
right?
I see no color.
Right? I mean, I'm just assuming. Okay.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Awesome. So y'all have a
He loves the blacks.
You can't say a single race.
The Black Keys. I love the Black Keys. They're one of my favorite bands.
You have to say all races. You can't sing. We're good. We're all fine. So, you guys have a Facebook page, Hearsay Replay, and then you also do y'all have any other areas for people to come check you out?
There's an Instagram. The song "Pretending" should be on Spotify within the next week or so.
Yeah.
So hopefully by the time this airs, it'll already be on Spotify and iTunes.
Okay. And that's it. So we got Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, and Facebook. Hearsay Replay. Find you guys there.
Check out our Pretending video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hearsay Replay.
I would say something about the live stream, but as of this video airing, it is already happening. It has already happened. So in the future, past, one of those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really awesome talking to you guys. You've got the record. We've got
you too, bud.
We've got 2 minutes and 58 seconds till 2 hours. How you feel about that? I'm giving you an award.
I love it.
2 hour award. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, come back on anytime. If just one of you or all three or the whole band, whatever. Come on. Be fun to have.
Sounds awesome.
Conspiracy theory next time.
Conspiracies.
I'm down with that. And look, I'm telling you, when when you say conspiracy theories, like every one of them, I know them and I know the details on them, and I'm deep.
Wow.
Got the deets. Yeah. See, that's why we need to get Lee on here for the next one.
Get him on here.
Lee knows all.
Get him on here because y'all will probably be like, God, would y'all shut up? Y'all be walked off the side.
He could sit in James's spot. I would just be completely off camera laughing. And like Cave could be over there where he is. Not laughing because like I think it's dumb. I'm just laughing because I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I don't think these things. So
yeah. You will think them when I'm done talking to you though.
Exactly.
Hey, you don't tell me what to think.
Yet.
Oh my!
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, awesome guys. We are. Oh man, I kind of want. Let's just stretch it out. We got hang on, 40 seconds. 40 seconds to tell me how you got the name Hearsay Replay. Even if you just made it up.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever do the thing when you were a kid, like you whisper something in somebody's ear, they whisper it to somebody else?
Yeah, the telephone
and it goes
game.
around the room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, telephone
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's basically the same concept. Hearsay replay. You hear something and replay it until it gets misconstrued to whatever it ends up being.
Yeah.
Kind of like gossip, talking shit about people. You know?
Yes. So
Yeah.
you say, I like candy apples, and by the time you get to the end, it's like, I hate frogs. I don't know.
I hate Andy Apple.
I-
You know, like, it's just whatever. Like, once it gets to the
Yeah.
end, it's like,
Yeah.
who here likes carpet matrals? I don't know
yeah.
what a matral is.
It gets to the end and it's Drew loves blacks. The blacks.
he does. He does. A completely false statement.
Just
No,
joking here. It's all jokes, people. We're just having,
I do too. I love the blacks. I play bass.
we're just having fun.
you can't say that
Not
either,
everybody.
man.
Seriously, I love everybody.
It's-
I love everybody.
Drew
Everybody
Parker-
is awesome. Like I said.
Drew Parker's views are not the views of Ambulance Studios and the Siren podcast.
Everybody is a joke.
Yeah, I love everybody. I like to hang out with anybody who wants to hang out. Like, I'm cool. So.
There you go. From the horse's mouth, the truth. Well, awesome.
The truth.
Again, it was really awesome. Come back on anytime you want. Just send me a message. If y'all got some new songs, or you know what, if you just have some songs that y'all like, y'all listen to, just send me a message. Send them over to me. Even if you're just like sitting there one day and you're like, man, this song really jams. Be like, I'm going to send that song to Robert. Just send it to me. You don't even have to say anything. Just send it over to me. And I'll send y'all songs too. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah, dude, that'd be great.
let's get it going. Well, again, for the 4th time, I appreciate it. It's been fun, and I'll talk with y'all soon.
All right, man.
All right, enjoy it, bud.
Later.
See you guys. I'm going with this.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
I hope to God you're not recording this.
Now record that.
It's all recorded. It's live right now.
Yes.
So
Are we at a good angle that our chins don't have like double chins?
Dude, I'm good. That's why I grow a beard.
that's the best, right? Am I right? So
It is for me because I got the baby.